Welcome, everyone, to vpod.ai. I'm Mike.
And I'm Susan.
And a quick note before we begin. You can sponsor this show for just $25. Your message gets featured across all the major platforms like Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and more.
If you're interested, just visit vpod.ai to get started today.
Okay, so today we are talking about a danger that is really silently wearing down one of the hardest working organs in your body. We're talking about kidney stress.
It really is the silent challenge because these toxins, things like creatinine and uric acid, they just build up so gradually.
Right, there are no loud symptoms at first.
Exactly. You might feel fine, maybe just a little more tired than usual, and then a routine blood test happens and boom, those stress markers are through the roof.
It's like your kidneys are constantly working overtime to clean up the mess that, frankly, our modern diets tend to create.
But here's the good news, and it's really game-changing stuff from 2024 research.
Get this. 3 common dry fruits, ones you probably have in your kitchen right now, can reportedly drop those key kidney stress markers by a huge 17%.
And that 17%, it's not a theoretical number. It represents real, measurable support for those delicate little filtering units in your kidneys. These fruits help flush waste and provide actual cellular protection.
So that's our mission today. We're going to unpack which 3 fruits these are, the specific science behind how they work, and this is crucial. The big mistakes almost everyone makes, they can just kill all the benefits.
All right, let's start with the one that has probably the strongest scientific backing and might surprise some people. We're talking about prunes.
Prunes. I think most people just connect them with, digestive health. So what did this new research really find about their kidney benefits?
The science is just remarkably strong. So a 2024 study in Frontiers in Nutrition used this really cutting-edge technique. It allowed them to prove cause and effect.
So not just correlation.
Not just correlation. They established that eating these fruits directly leads to lower kidney stress. And they did it across a massive population sample.
That's a huge claim. What specific markers did they see drop when people started eating prunes regularly?
They looked at 4 major ones that doctors check: blood urea nitrogen, or BUN, creatinine, uric acid, and cystatin C.
Okay, the usual suspects.
Right. When those numbers are high, your kidneys are struggling. And regular prune consumption lowered all 4 of them. It meant the kidneys were, getting the job done without being so overworked.
So how does a simple prune act like a bodyguard for the kidneys? What's the mechanism?
It's a few things. First, they are packed with polyphenols and, critically, resveratrol.
Resveratrol, you hear about that a lot.
You do. And you can think of it as like molecular armor for the nephrons and tubules, those tiny filtering structures that take a real beating. Resveratrol actively reduces what's called oxidative stress.
Which is basically like internal rusting?
Right. That's a perfect way to put it. It stops that cellular damage from happening. But they don't just protect, they also calm the system down.
Ah, so there's an anti-inflammatory piece to this.
Exactly. Research from Penn State actually confirmed this. They showed prune consumption reduced inflammatory cytokines.
The chemical messengers that scream red alert to the body.
Right. With less of that systemic inflammation, the kidneys can stop fighting a background battle and just focus on their main job, filtering your blood.
And the third mechanism is the one they're famous for, the flushing.
Yes, this is where their reputation comes from. They're high in sorbitol and fiber. These compounds help you, pee more. It moves those uremic wastes and toxins out of the body faster.
And the fiber helps in the gut, I assume.
It does. It binds to waste right there in the gut before it even has a chance to get into the bloodstream. That just lightens the kidney's overall load from the start.
Okay, so what's the recommended usage? And how do you avoid any potential issues?
A good starting point is about 5 to 10 prunes a day. That's around 50 to 100 grams. And the crucial tip, we'll get more into this later, is to soak them in water overnight.
Why soaking?
It makes them way easier to digest and kind of softens that sorbitol hit.
And the caution.
Don't overdo it because that sorbitol can cause some digestive upset. And a very important note, prunes are high in potassium. If you have advanced chronic kidney disease, you absolutely must talk to your doctor before adding them.
Okay, so prunes handle protection and flushing. Let's move to the second fruit, which you said attacks the problem from a totally different angle.
Yes, from the gut. We have to talk about the gut-kidney axis. It's fundamental to understanding all of this.
So the idea is if your gut is a mess, your kidneys pay the price.
Precisely. When your gut is inflamed, maybe from processed foods or too much sugar, it starts to leak toxins straight into your bloodstream.
And guess who has to clean up that toxic spill?
The kidneys. They have to work double time. And that same 2024 study found really solid results for our second fruit, raisins.
Raisins, okay.
Regular consumers showed lower levels of BUN, creatinine, and uric acid.
Are they working the same way as prunes with resveratrol?
They do have resveratrol, yes, so they have that antioxidative punch, but they also bring tannins and stilbenes to the table. They all work together to fight that rusting inside the kidney cells.
But the real magic is what they do in the gut.
That's the bigger payoff for sure. The resveratrol and tannins are great at calming inflammation in the gut lining itself.
So fewer toxins are leaking out in the first place.
Exactly. It lessens the strain on the kidneys immediately. Plus, they support the good gut bacteria, which helps process waste and keeps that system-wide inflammation down.
You're stabilizing the problem at the source. What's a practical dose?
About a quarter to a half cup a day. That's 40 to 80 grams. And they're so convenient, right? You can throw them in a bag, keep them in your car.
Perfect for a busy lifestyle.
Yeah.
But there's a huge warning here, isn't there?
A massive one. Raisins are high in natural sugar. If you have diabetes or any blood sugar issues, you have to be careful.
You can't just snack on them mindlessly.
Definitely not. You must pair them with a protein or a healthy fat to slow down that glucose spike. Stick to that measured serving.
Got it. Okay, on to our third fruit. This one sounds like it has a very specific targeted mission.
It does. We're talking about dried apricots. They showed that same pattern of lower kidney stress markers in the study, but what makes them unique is a plant compound called apaginine.
Apaginine, I haven't heard of that one.
It acts like a specialized shield. It specifically reduces renal damage indicators. It's a direct shield for the kidney cells themselves, blocking that oxidative and inflammatory damage before it can even take hold.
Wow, so it's not just general support, it's targeted defense.
Exactly. It's protecting those delicate filtration units in a very direct way.
And what else do apricots bring to the table?
A lot of fiber, again, which is great for feeding those good gut bacteria and keeping inflammation down everywhere. And they have vitamin A, which is really important for your immune system.
Which is extra important when your kidneys are stressed.
For sure. A stressed system needs a strong immune response.
So what's the recommended serving size for apricots?
About 5 to 8 halves, that's 30 to 50 grams. They're easy to find, pretty inexpensive. But there's a critical caution here, and it's oxalates.
Ah, the kidney stone culprits.
Yes. These compounds can form crystals and eventually kidney stones in people who are susceptible. So if you are prone to stones, you must be very careful with your portion size and, this is key, drink plenty of water with them to flush everything out.
Okay, so we have our 3 protectors. But you said at the top that most people throw away half the benefit because they eat them incorrectly. Let's get into these preparation hacks.
Right. It's all about bioavailability. I mean, how much of the good stuff can your body actually absorb and use? Just eating them dry from the bag isn't the best way.
So let's start with prunes. Why is soaking so important?
You soak those 5 to 10 prunes overnight in water. This does 2 things. It drastically cuts down on the sorbitol that can upset your stomach.
Okay, so that's the comfort factor.
Right. And it also makes them much easier to digest, which means your body can pull out that protective resveratrol and the polyphenols way more efficiently.
That makes perfect sense. Now, the raisin hack. You mentioned it involved a spice.
It sounds a little strange, but you toss a small pinch of black pepper over your raisins.
Wait, black pepper on raisins?
You'll barely taste it, I promise. But the benefit is huge. Black pepper has a compound called piperine.
And what does piperine do?
Get this. It can increase the absorption of resveratrol by up to 200%.
200%. That's incredible.
It is. It means your body is actually using that powerful antioxidant instead of it just passing through.
Okay, that's a fantastic trick.
Yeah.
Now for apricots. How do we get that apaginine delivered properly?
Apaginine is fat soluble. It needs a ride, a delivery vehicle.
So you pair it with a healthy fat.
Exactly. Pair your apricot halves with a small handful of almonds or walnuts. The healthy fats in the nuts act as that delivery truck, helping your body absorb the apaginine much more efficiently.
What about timing? When should we eat these?
This is more important than you'd think, mainly because of the sugar. Always eat them with a meal, not on an empty stomach.
To slow down the sugar hit.
Yes. The fiber and protein in your meal prevent those blood sugar spikes that put so much stress on the kidney's filters, the glomeruli.
And hydration is key throughout.
Absolutely non-negotiable. At least 8 ounces of water with every serving. These fruits pull water into your digestive tract, and staying hydrated helps your kidneys flush everything out.
Any final shopping tip?
Yes, look for unsulfured versions. Sulfur dioxide is often used to keep the fruit's color bright, but it can interfere with digestion for some people.
So we've covered how to support the kidneys, but that's only half the battle. We also have to talk about the things that are actively tearing them down. The silent saboteurs.
This is the necessary other side of the coin. You can't out-eat a bad diet. Let's start with processed meats. Bacon, hot dogs, deli meats.
These are loaded with AGs, right?
Hmm.
Advanced glycation end products.
Exactly. Nasty compounds that form when meat is smoked or cured. They cause massive inflammation that literally tears down the tiny filtering units in your kidneys.
And then there's sodium. It's not just about blood pressure.
It's not. High sodium causes high blood pressure, and that constant pressure just physically wears down the glomeruli, the filter clusters. Once they're gone for good.
What about sugary drinks? Sodas, sweet teas.
They are potent uric acid spikers. High uric acid forms tiny, sharp crystals that can settle in the kidneys and cause direct physical damage. It's like throwing gasoline on a fire.
And the diet versions aren't much better, are they?
No, artificial sweeteners can really mess up your gut bacteria, and as we discussed with the gut-kidney connection, that leads to system-wide inflammation, with the burden falling right back on the kidneys.
And finally, refined carbs. The white bread, the pastries.
They just cause these wild blood sugar swings, and every one of those spikes puts more stress on the glomeruli. It's a constant assault.
So let's make this really actionable. What's a simple, achievable daily routine somebody could follow?
Keep it really simple. In the morning, 5 soaked prunes in your oatmeal or yogurt with a big glass of water. That's your protective base.
Okay.
Then mid-morning, I'd order a cup of raisins, maybe with that pinch of pepper, to keep that gut-kidney axis happy.
And for that afternoon slump.
That's the perfect time for the targeted approach. 4 or 5 dried apricot halves with, say, 10 almonds. The fat ensures that apaginine gets where it needs to go.
A little bit of movement helps too.
Absolutely. Even just 20 minutes of gentle movement, like a walk, enhances circulation to the kidneys and boosts their filtering power.
Before we wrap, what are the red flags? The signals our bodies send that we shouldn't ignore.
Okay, watch for persistent swelling in your ankles or feet. That's fluid your kidneys aren't clearing. Another one is foamy urine. If it looks like dish soap in the toilet, that could be protein leaking through.
What else?
Unexplained deep fatigue or brain fog. That can be a sign that toxins are building up in your bloodstream.
And it's so important to remember, these fruits are powerful tools, but they are not a replacement for medical care.
Absolutely. If you're over 50 or have diabetes or high blood pressure, you need annual testing. Ask your doctor for your creatinine, your BUN, and your GFR numbers. That's how you track your progress.
So to recap, we have our 3 key protectors.
Yeah.
Prunes, raisins, and dried apricots. And the secret hacks. Soak the prunes, add a pinch of pepper to the raisins for that huge absorption boost, and pair the apricots with healthy fats.
It's all about those small, consistent choices. They really do add up to major long-term health benefits.
So here's the final thought to leave you with. Your kidneys perform a truly Herculean task, filtering your entire blood supply 40 times every single day.
40 times. It's amazing.
It is. So now that you know the silent saboteurs working against them, which one, whether it's the processed meat, the soda, the extra salt, which one can you start to reduce or eliminate this week to, return the favor?